Pope Francis Regina Caeli in the Sunday of the Good Shepherd, May the 21st of the year 2024. This Sunday is dedicated to Jesus, the Good Shepherd. In today's Gospel, John chapter 10, verse 11 to 18, Jesus tells us that the Good Shepherd lays down his life for his sheep, verse 11. He highlights this aspect so much that he repeats it 3 times. Verses 11, 15, and 17. But in what sense, I ask myself, does the shepherd give his life for the sheep? Being a shepherd, especially in Christ's time, was not just a job. It was a way of life. It was not an occupation which took a defined amount of time, but it meant sharing entire days and even nights with the sheep, living with the sheep, living, I would say, in symbiosis with them. Indeed, Jesus explains that he is not a hired man who cares nothing for the sheep, but a man who knows them. He knows the sheep. This is the way things are. He, the Lord, the shepherd of us all, calls us by our name, and when we are lost, he looks for us until he finds us. Luke chapter 15, verse 4 and 5. However, moreover, Jesus is not just a good shepherd who shares the life of the flock. Jesus is the good shepherd who has sacrificed his life for us and has given us his Spirit through his resurrection. This is what the Lord wants to tell us with the image of the Good Shepherd, not only that he is the guide, the head of the flock, but above all, that he thinks about every one of us, and that he thinks of each of us as the love of his life. Consider this. For Christ I am important. He thinks of me. I am irreplaceable, worth the infinite price of his life. And this is not just a way of speaking. He truly gave his life for me. He died and rose again for me. Why? Because he loves me and he finds in me a beauty that I often do not see myself. Brothers and sisters, how many people today think of themselves as inadequate or even wrong? How many times do we think that our value depends on the goals we achieve, on whether we succeed in the eyes of the world, on the judgment of others? And how many times do we end up throwing ourselves away for trivial things? Today, Jesus tells us that we are always infinitely worthy in his eyes. So, in order to find ourselves, the first thing to do is to place ourselves in his presence, allowing ourselves to be welcomed and lifted up by the loving arms of our Good Shepherd. Brothers and sisters, let us ask ourselves, am I able to find the time every day to embrace this assurance that gives value to my life? Am I able to find the time for a moment of prayer, of adoration, of praise, to be in the presence of Christ, and to let myself be caressed by him? Brother, sister, the Good Shepherd tells us that if you do this, you will rediscover the secret of life. You will remember that he gave his life for you, for me, for all of us. And that for him we are all important, each and every one of us. May Our Lady help us to find in Jesus what is essential for life.